But like, yeah.
Yeah. It's it's proof.
But like
Always got.
these random ass banning, like unpermitted bannings, like to then be unbanned and come back to a
Fully
wiped
wiped account.
account. That's the part that doesn't get that like doesn't make sense to me. I still can't
Yeah.
understand it or get it. And then like reading through some of the comments of the moderators saying that's procedure. That is not standard procedure in any freaking game. Any development team. You do not wipe an account without already doing proper investigation and deeming that that person is actually legit supposed to be banned, and it clearly if they are being unbanned then they were not deemed worthy enough to be banned. So,
Mhm.
or their crime or their act of whatever was not committed, which is why they're being unbanned, which means they were also not deemed, you know,
Yeah.
validated to
I don't
have
even
their
think.
account wiped for
Like,
items that they have spent real money on.
I don't even think in most other games when you get permabanned that they don't even think they wipe your account then.
No, no.
Alright, am I using my blue bliss or
Your
are you
account
using
is still
yours?
technically there. Like I could not go and make an account with the same username but use different passwords and different like emails of somebody who has been permabanned because it has to be permabanned within so long because you can again still
Fucking
fight the
baby blue.
permaban. So it has to be permaban for so long and be done, gone through the due process of being
Oops.
what's the word? The word is not coming to me. My brain's not braining, but the appeals, all of the appeals that can be possibly dealt with,
Yeah.
and that account just sits there vacant, essentially.
Yeah.
And even the people that they do then return the accounts to, if they deem what they did wasn't bad enough to permaban them, but let's say they did something that was involving whatever act or crime and it involved a specific item, they would remove that specific item from their account but not wipe their entire progress because their entire progress did not technically have anything to do with the one act or crime.
With the one incident, yeah.
Yeah, the one incident. So like that moderator's statement and that lady's statement stating that you can't enter back to a game with the things that you cheated with. Well, not everything they had was cheated or whatever.
Especially all the stuff they bought with Robux.
Right.
Yeah, and what in this fucking what item that they provide in this game allows you to fucking cheat?
Right. And well, that goes back to as well so many things that is a walk-in contradiction. They if when it comes back goes back to exploiting or whatever or the quote unquote black market trading, they themselves in a sense condone it but also promote it. Like they don't condone it but then they promote it. Like they say it's not okay, don't do this, but then they'll turn around and do it. Same with macros. They say that we allow it, but don't talk about it. It's a bannable thing, but then do certain things that it's like the only way you're going to be able to get what you need is by doing such.
Yeah.
Like
Factory log.
they even had, like I've mentioned before, they've even had actual
Surface level.
events that gave out rewards for AFK.
Yeah.
Like And just like the other day during the Fishmas Express fiasco, which again, oh, I just totally do, but even with that, then they put out it's a bannable offense to spam, but yet they promote spamming during AAs or anytime they speak in chat. Again, that's a walking contradiction as well.
I'm getting blue whistles.
The lady also that misusing bug reports is a bannable offense. Like, none of those are also bannable in the sense of wipe my account.
Yeah.
Like,
Wiping the account is insane.
right?
Of everything.
Right? Especially things that I have actually purchased with real money. And again, I don't know any game that has done that. I'm not 100% sure that they can't be held liable for that. Because the only way that a game, which again it states in like many of the games, license agreements, user agreements, that they can do that, but usually it's held within a permaban. If you are being permanently banned, they hold, you know, ownership of basically everything in the game, which is true. But while you're still actively playing, it's your items.
Yeah.
So if they unban you, again, those are your things that you have paid for. If you are being unbanned, those are your items. If you otherwise, it's best to just leave you banned.
Yeah. At least if you have no, especially like obviously they have an appeals process, so they shouldn't hard wipe anyone's account because if you have an appeals process of any kind, that means there's a possibility that you can get unbanned, which means you want to have all of the shit you had before you got banned.
Right. So again, it's not
Especially shit
standard
that you paid
procedure
for.
to hard wipe a fucking account.
You know, it's
And especially for some of these, many of these who have been falsely banned. Many people, just like ESO and like Bethesda, has even talked about openly of the false reports and false, whatever's because people want to be petty. So
yeah,
that's kind of what it seems to an extent of what was happening here. Somebody was being petty, and it's like they just automatically banned it instead of doing a proper investigation of what was happening. And when banning it, then just did a hard
that
wipe
would involve
instead.
proper investigation would involve way too much work of, I don't know, going back and looking at the data logs.
But remember, there are no data logs.
There's
Nick
no
said it
chat data logs,
himself.
no account data logs, you know.
I can't with the walking contradictions.
Yeah.
Which again, there are clearly data logs or they would not have been able to restore the boat. Which
Yeah.
goes back to the one guy, and I had to reread those comments the other day, which kind of cracked me up because he repeated back what Nick said about the actual skin, the Oni skin, stating that the game messed up and there were no data logs for the skin. But at that point, I don't think Nick realized that the boat was also having the issue. So he was only referring to the skin. So the guy was like, well, there's different. The skin had no data logs. Because I stated he could have done the same thing with the boat. Okay. You think that's what he was saying because like the skin had no data logs? No, what he actually stated was that the game malfunctioned when he uploaded it. So it didn't have the data logs to show that you received the item. And it didn't give you the item. Which means the other item that did the exact same thing also malfunctioned in the exact same way.
Yeah.
Which would mean that there would have been no data logs, theoretically, for the boat as well.
Yeah.
But clearly there's data logs, which there is for both of them, because they reimbursed the boat accurately how they should have for the skin.
Yeah.
It's not and that's the thing. Right. It did malfunction when it uploaded, which is why we didn't physically get the skin. That part is accurate, but there are absolutely clearly data logs.
Yeah.
Oh, that baby still up.
It was, I want to be lazy and not fuck with this. And that's why he even stated in there, fine, then come with proof. And then he wrote in all caps, I know most of you don't have any. And then he's like, I fucking hate skin or cosmetics. Like, he was banking on the fact that nobody had proof.
Yeah.
Alright.
That whole thing was a shit show.
Yeah.
This whole thing is a shit show. The banning of people is a shit show. And it is not standard procedure. And like the other lady stated, that it is a manual process to hard wipe an account. So they are instantly manually deleting people's accounts without even looking into what the report was for and whether or not they actually did it.
Yeah.
You didn't even come through all the way.
Because it's all your fault.
The last part still didn't come through.
It's all your fault, D-Docs.
There you
Oh,
go.
wait, what's my fault? It probably is, but what is my fault?
Oh, never mind, it's gone now. The baby blew. Alright, let me pull up this whistle. And boom.
I'm also
Bluefish.
extremely shocked,
Get on the boat.
which I think you and I talked about a little bit too the other day, or it was
Oh,
me and
it's just right
Cloud.
here. Fuck, I was gonna redo the Aurora.
I saw the bluefish there for a minute and then it disappeared.
Yeah.
I gotta get my wind out.
So they are at
Alright,
73,000
go ahead and
active.
jump up and sit on the back of the boat. Ah. Oh. Yeah, okay.
So
There, you're good.
right when they hit 4 billion visits, and they posted in the Discord that a screenshot of that, literally somehow. Okay, so the highest that I have ever seen them jump up to, and that was the start of Fishmas and the first couple of days of Fishmas. The highest they jumped up to was 150,000. And also on like actual Fishmas Day, they were 150 some thousand. And of course, that was with everybody bringing in their alts for the wishing. And then when they did the 4,000 or 4 billion visits, which how they jumped up almost a whole fucking half a billion, that instantly I have no fucking idea. But literally that day, they somehow miraculously jumped up 400,000 players and hit 500,000 players.
Yeah.
Just out of the blue. And I have never seen this game hit 500,000 players, even in the prime time AA's Fishmas, the Santa Rod gifting,
Yeah.
none of it. And then just one day out of the blue, when they make that post, they're all of a sudden hit 400,000 people, more than what they were at their highest peak. And now they're back down to 73,000. back down to the basic